Good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to my channel. So, interesting times since we have spring on the rise. What I want to do is someone sent me these really cool nuts. I call them nuts. They are tiny. We'll show you what they look like in a second close up. So these are essentially lotuses. So I received 6 lotus seeds, and what I'm going to do today is show you exactly how I germinate them and before they go into the pond. So I'm going to show you the entire process. So naturally this video is going to take a couple of days. This is how to actually plant lotuses. What you'll need is a jar, right? Clean, empty jar. You'll need your nuts. So Joss, if you can have a look at the nuts. Woo! Jeez, that nearly rolled away. So those are the nuts. So they've got one side which is sealed, and then the other side has got an opening. Okay, so that's where the water is going to get in, and the seed will imbibe water, and it will begin to swell, and the little plant will climb out of that hole right there. So these are the seeds again, okay, and all we're going to do with them is jar, bounce the seeds inside, and then I'm going to get some rainwater, okay, and top it up as far as it'll go. Now, we wait. See you soon. Guys, before I actually really go, one more thing I wanted to say is this water that you put into this container, position the glass in a well-lit place and then change the water every 12 hours. Look, I did try it without doing the 12-hour thing. I changed it once a day. Once a day is good enough. But if you really want to be pedantic and, really specific about it, change it every 12 hours. And then, which is what we're going to do. So I'm going to show you once a day. I'm going to change the water, and I'm going to film a little bit so you can see the changes that are occurring in the nuts in the bottom of the container. So meet you back here after all of the little film stop, okay?
Day one, and we're about to change the water. You can see that the plant's actually discolored the water slightly. So we'll change it right now, and check this out. From old brown water to, ta-da, clean. Bam! The magic of technology. So now the water's clean, and we're going to repeat this process until the leaf actually comes all the way to the very top of the jar. And my assumption is we're most likely going to need a much taller jar. So, yeah, you can see it's already swelling on the inside there, and that's what you want. So these little seeds are beginning to wake up. They're imbibing water.
So here they are. You can see that they're actually, their leaves are starting to stick out the top of the actual jar. And this to me is a good sign that I have no taller receptacles to contain them, so I'm going to pot them out. This is loam mixed with some compost. Ideally you want compost that doesn't have all of these floaty bits in it. So the floaty bits, unfortunately, I didn't sift it out or anything like that. You can also use gravel or silica sand, which I do have some silica sand, but I'm really just going to use this because I have grown them in this before, and this is basically just to show you guys, and the plants will be happy and healthy in this because there is nutrients available in the soil. The other thing about it is, if you want to fertilize your aquatic plants, you need to actually get a special fertilizer for aquatic plants, which you can stick in, and it will actually deliver the fertilizer to the root zone of the plants rather than into the water, because if you do it into the water, it gets the water will a process called eutrophication will happen, and the water will actually become really green, and you'll have, I'll put it up on the screen, nitrites or nitrates in large quantities, which generally isn't, it's just it's not really healthy for your pond. So first and foremost, I'm going to just pour the water out, right? And I'll just hold them. Okay, so now I'm going to just drag some of them out by their leaves. And first things first, and this process has got to happen quite quickly because the plant is not accustomed to living in air. So I'm going to just stick the nut in there, firm it down. Next, you can actually see the roots starting to actually appear on that. Right there you have some roots actually just developing. Here's the second leaf, and then the first leaf, which has come out already. Okay, so that can go straight in there. Next, and what you can also do is, because you want to be sure that the medium doesn't, all the crappy bits on this in the soil doesn't float up to the top. What you can actually do is you can wet the medium, and I think what we'll do is we'll do that, and then I'll show you how I submerge them into the water. Ooh. So let's just actually take that last bit of water and just pour it on there. See, there's one nut that just didn't do anything, so that is understandable. Maybe that nut's defuncto, broken. And this one here will go in there. And you wanna really just get them in there nice and firmly. Okay, great. And then what I'm going to do is just water, 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 and water. And as they sink, all the debris and stuff on the top is now, it will float to the surface. And when you put it into the pond, it either gets weighted down or it'll come out much easier. And now we go to the pond. What I will do with this little guy is I'm going to put it back in there, and I'll just add some water to that and keep an eye on it. Maybe she's just a late bloomer, who knows. So that will add some water to. Now let's go to the pond. Okay, so as you can see, I'm using an old pot. It's a 3-inch pot, 12 centimeters. There's the plant's first leaf. So I'm going to put it with some other lotuses that I've grown, and I've just got them in a bucket. I do have a pond, but this is an area where I'm just my little nursery, basically, one of the nurseries. And so here I literally put it into the bucket, and I slowly let the water run onto the surface. And down it goes. And then I position the leaf, actually just put the leaf into the water. Turn it slightly so the leaf has just room to float. So there it is. And then all this stuff will over time, it will actually just sink to the bottom. So then we'll take another, put this one in next door to that. And sink it down. And this is kind of what you don't want, but because it just makes things look unsightly, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. And down it goes. And so now these 2 leaves, the plant will actually begin to grow from that. So I'll put all of them in, and then I'm going to show you what a completed plant, once the first leaf actually unfolds, and it floats up, the lily pad floats to the surface, so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so here you can actually see the lily pads on the leaf, on the leaf, on the water. Okay, there they are. These are some that I germinated a good couple of weeks ago, maybe a month or more. So this is Nymphaeaceae, a South African water lily. And you can actually just see them growing all over the pond. This is another indigenous South African gunnera, actually, family of the gunnera, called, and the name will appear now. And the flowers are now all closed because we're expecting rain, so they've already closed up. This one is called, I will put the name up, I forget its name, but I've got the name, and I'll tell you what that one's called. And yeah, and then we've got some other plants, water plants underneath as well, submerged, and some fish in here, and lots of dragonfly larvae. So yeah, that is pretty much how to do it, and that's what they look like. So good luck with your growing your water lilies. Let me know if this video was helpful. If you like this video, please hit the like button or subscribe to the channel. Okay, goodbye.